So if you don't know, we raise private equity with private investors. They're accredited. And we decided a couple years ago when we brought Ben Schuster on and he joined the team, we decided that we really didn't want to bring in institutional equity and stir the pot on our controls. We would rather grow slower than have these big institutional equity partners that are calling the shots on what assets we can buy, at what price, and hold, and when we need to sell. And so those controls, they mean a lot to me. Personally, I just want to be able to keep everything a little bit more simple. And I want to buy really great location properties, and sometimes I want to pay slightly more than an equity group would, and or have more down and be more conservative on the debt. They're so return driven and IRR driven, and that's why we've really shifted from an IRR perspective to more of a long-term average annual return, cash flow, and appreciation. But IRR always incentivizes you to get out quickly, and these mobile home parks we're buying now are particularly challenging to find and source, and they don't make and build any more of them in the cities that we're buying them in. So we want to own those long term and not have private equity, professional institutional equity with control levers. And then we go out to our private investors and tell them exactly what we're going to do. And if they don't agree with longer term investments, then they don't invest in those deals. So we keep it simple and really lean conservative compared to a lot of multifamily and mobile home park operators now. So with the conversation about mobile home parks, there's a scale of 1 to 5, kind of like hotels. 1 to 5, 1 star being the least, 5 star being the best. And what we found is we can go deeper into the, let's say, 2 star that is in a major metropolitan location, and we can work that up to maybe a 4 star. Probably won't ever get it to a 5 star just because 5 stars are basically resorts from the get-go and how they're developed and built. 4 star is like just a nice family, community, clubhouse, pool. Quality is on the higher end of the spectrum. And so we'll do 2 stars to 3.5 to 4 stars as our uplift. And we'd rather have the location be the focus than have the quality, because you can have a 5-star community, but it's 20, 30 minutes out of town in a more rural location because it's more modern. It was where they were able to build new mobile home parks. And that's pretty far out of town. And then you have to pay up for those, so your cap rate and your returns are thin to begin with. And then you end up with the rents not really being able to be moved much, and it's more professionally managed. And so you end up with a really high quality, really expensive asset, but they're really in for the long haul. You can't really turn those and make a decent return at all. Unless you're holding forever, 20, 30 years, and you're Carlyle or Blackstone or all these big guys where they really just want to allocate and then have them as bonds and have a 4 or 5% coupon for a long time, then they will do fine on them. But that's why we focus on 2-star in the major metropolitan locations of Phoenix and Dallas is our main focuses. Major markets we're focusing in currently, and then we'll probably go to Charlotte, Raleigh-Durham, Orlando, and we're going where human foot traffic and population growth is going.
San Diego East, White Swing, 70 Whiskey, climbing up to 3,500, departing from Gillespie, San Diego East.
Hey, San Diego East, that's 256 Joy, 7,500, 2 miles to the east of El Cap, slow flight, San Diego East.
This is that big private ranch.
San Diego East, Skyhawk 734 November.
Man, oh man, is that a big property.
Headed south towards Gillespie, San Diego East.
If you look off the front here, this is all a private ranch. I'm forgetting the name of it. Hey, look at that, a mobile home park on my phone.
Indigo Northeast, system on the market south, over bottom of the racetrack, south 300 shutdown.
We used to have a runway over here. I wish they'd let us use it. Look at that old mission style house.
All right, if you're enjoying this content, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications, and check out the description below for our websites listed. Thanks a lot for joining.